Hey up everyone, welcome to Matt's Mindful Meals. A little bit later than I planned tonight, so everything's gone dark, so we're going to have to cook everything by gaslight. So I don't know whether you're going to be able to see very much, but fingers crossed, we'll find out when I do the editing bit tomorrow. So we've come to the local barracks, which is near to where I work, and we're in a bit of woodland there, which we're allowed to come into. But unfortunately, as I said, it's already gone dark, because we are in the north of Scotland, so around about 4:15 to 4:30, light goes really quick. So I can't really show you what we're doing, because you won't be able to see much. However, later on, there will be a little bit of a treat when we go down to the beach for a bit of a walk with the kids. So this session's a bit more about the mindful things, about making memories for the future for your kids and stuff like that, and taking time out for yourself. So I'm going to cook in a little while. Got to set the lights up and stuff just so we can see everything. But as I say, tonight's all about making memories for the kids. So yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit. Time to start. So as you can see, I'm set up a couple of gas lanterns there to try and light the table. Mo and Dave are back again, so they've got their headlights. Hopefully we'll be able to see things, because as I say, we did expect to get down here a little bit earlier. So first thing I did earlier on, as you've seen in the photographs, I laid out all the ingredients that we've got. Pre-cooked the rice, because that's always better if you're going to do fried rice. Chopped up the chicken, put some Chinese 5-spice on that, and then put it in corn flour. That just gives it some kind of like coating, but it also helps to thicken the sauce up later. In here I've got some chopped up chili, garlic and some ginger. And then I've got the mushrooms, whereas I don't like chopping the onions until just before you do it, because they start to go a little bit funny. So first thing I need to do is fry off the chicken. So I'll get my pan on, turn the gas up, and get some oil in. You need quite a bit of oil for this part of it. Okay. So let's get the chicken in the pan. You get messy hands. Not too loud, but I don't want it to stick too much. There we go. That away for later. So you've got to make sure this chicken's cooked all the way through. So break it up, because it all sticks together in clumps. And I'll bring you back. Okay, so now you can see the chicken's best cooked. It's got a little bit of a coating that's come off the corn flour. But tonight I'm using obviously the Firebox, like I like using the Firebox all the time. But I'm using the transfer adapter because it's a little bit easier. And as I said, we are running a bit late, so you can use it with gas as well, which is really handy. So now what I want to do, I'm going to add some light soy sauce and dark soy. Start off with the dark. And a little bit of light. And now I'm going to drop in the chili, garlic and ginger. Well, the next thing I need to do is add the mushrooms in. I'm not going to stir them just yet. I'm just going to let them warm up because the moisture from these is going to go in and start creating the sauce. So just pop them straight in. Turn the heat down a little bit. Then, like you saw last week, just cover it up with one of my other pans. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to chop the onions. But with the onions for this, put that in the bin. You don't want to chop them too finely because you know when you go to a Chinese takeaway, they tend to be like in big chunks, so they've still got a bit of crunch in them. So I cut them in half and cut them half that way, and I literally then 3 little cuts, and they come apart in the pan. I'll just do that to this one. Same with the other one. Okay, it's time to get this into there. Is this too hot? That's just right. Ooh, that does smell good. Oh yes. Okay, ready for the onions. I think we've got enough there. I'm going to leave those ones. Give them a stir again. So what happens with this is the onions break down and end up being like little squares, and the mushrooms more or less just turn all shiny and go all dark. That needs a little bit of a while. So I'll bring you back when that's done. Okay, so we're more or less cooked now, but what I've got to do the egg fried rice. So give this a little bit more of a stir. I've added a tiny bit of water to it, because what I want to do, I'm going to keep this warm now on the Firebox Nano with the Trangia burner inside it. So it's just going to keep cooking slightly. Things aren't going to get too soft, so there's still going to be a little bit of crunch in the onions. I'll just light the Nano. Yep, that's lit. So I'll pop this down on there so it keeps going. Cover it up. And I can forget about that now for a while I take care of the rice. So, this is the way I do my egg fried rice. So it's just some egg yolks. So there's 2 egg yolks in here, so it's just for me and Grace. However, I think Dave and Mo are probably going to try and steal some. Okay, so now oil in the pan. Because what I'm trying to do now is, it's a cross between omelette and scrambled eggs. So you don't let the eggs go still at all when they're in there. So make that oil go really, really hot, so this fries off instantly. You need to keep it moving all the time. So we can hear it hissing a bit. Get the oil on all of the pan. Here we go. So keep this moving. Don't worry about the excess oil, because that will get absorbed when you start frying the rice in here in a little while. you see it catches on the bottom, but then you just keep moving and keep moving it all around, and it starts to form up into little bits, which are going to be the little bits of egg that are inside your rice. What you'll notice, mate, you might have noticed already, I always put garden peas in with my fried rice. I don't know why, it's just something I've always done. Might just be for the colour, but they're just bog standard frozen garden peas out the freezer. So when I put the rice in that little pan, I then put a handful of peas on top as well. So as you can see, the eggs are now more or less done. So you don't want them to go too much. I'll bring them off the heat a little bit because they've got enough heat in the pan to keep it going. So once I'm content with that, which it's almost there, as you can see, it's sticking to the pan nicely. Pop that back on the heat while I get my rice. So as I say, this rice was cooked in my rice cooker earlier on today, and then the peas were just put straight in from the freezer. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to amalgamate this, all this in together with this, and then I'll serve it up for me and Grace. I think there's going to be a little bit spare. So break all the rice up. Remember, it's still cooking, so you need to move it off the heat every now and again. But once it's all settled up and broken up into chunks, it'll be ready to serve. Okay, so as you can see, the egg's now distributed nicely through the rest of the rice. And the rice is all now nice and hot. So what I'll do, I'll just cover this up for a few seconds, just so the heat goes all the way through. So let's just see how this is getting on. Yes. So you can see the heat from the Trangia inside the Nano stand has kept that going lovely while I've been doing the rice. You can see all the flavour is definitely in there, isn't it? So I think we're almost ready to dish up. Go on, Grace, as much as you want. Can I have some as well? I'll come around this side because we're going to let Mo and Dave, Neve and William have a try as well. Being as I did all the cooking, Grace, does that mean you can do all the washing up? Okay, I'll do the washing up. More rice. Big chunks of onion. Go sit down.
We'll take a little bit, shall we, bud? That's how it's cooking. So it'll be fantastic. Chicken.
I'm starving. Our drink and I'm okay with you.
That'll do. Good work. Right, come over here. Start working. You're right then, Matthew.
I can tell there's ginger.
What do you think?
So as ever, the judgment comes to the thumbs up or the thumbs down. We're going to do all as a one, or are we going to do individuals? All as a one.
All or nothing.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, well done. I loved that. Everybody enjoyed it. So join us a little bit later in the same video as we're going down the beach with the head torches on, and then later we're going to have some hot chocolate and some marshmallows. So bye.
Oh, by the way, my dad failed. We forgot to have these in our food.
I forgot the blooming prawn crackers. Handles. Both of them. There you go. Ready, everyone? Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.